Hello, everybody. My name is Todd, and I welcome you to the CINCILINGUA membership program. Thank you for all being members of our program here. And it's a pleasure to have you with us today. As many of you know, CINCILINGUA is a language institute, and we are located in the Midwestern region of the United States of America in Cincinnati, Ohio. And today in this lesson video, we are going to continue our series of business vocabulary for English. And we're going to look at more idioms for business English. Idioms for business English. This is lesson 3. It's part 1 of lesson 3 in our series on this topic. So moving on to our first idiom for this lesson, it is to have a lot on one's plate. They have a lot on one's plate. And this means to have a lot to do. They have a lot to do, to have too much to do. They have too much to do, or they have too much to cope with. To have too much to cope with, to have too much to manage or to deal with. Okay, to have a lot on one's plate. It basically means to have a lot of responsibility or to have too much responsibility is the idea. And our example sentence here reads, Aaron turned down the promotion that would require him to relocate, explaining that he already had a lot on his plate here in Cincinnati and could not possibly move away. Aaron turned down the promotion that would require him to relocate, explaining that he already had a lot on his plate here in Cincinnati and could not possibly move away. He already had a lot to do here in Cincinnati. He had a lot of responsibility here in Cincinnati, so he couldn't take on any more responsibility. He couldn't take on any more pressure or stress. He had a lot already on his plate, is the idea. Next idiom here is hard sell, or the hard sell. The hard sell refers to an aggressive way of selling, for example, car salesmen are famous for using the hard sell on their customers. Car salesmen are famous for using the hard sell on their customers. They're very well known for their tactics and their methods of using this hard sell. They push. They're very aggressive. We say they're very pushy, aggressive in their way of selling. That's the hard sell. Now we have in the red. This is a bad situation. It means losing money. If a company is in the red, that company is losing money. It's when the expenses are greater than revenues. When the expenses are greater than revenues or greater than the income. Yeah, that's being in the red. An example, we need to do something to start making profits. If we continue to be in the red for much longer, we will go out of business. We need to do something to start making profits. We need to generate some more revenue, some more income. If we continue to be in the red for much longer, we will go out of business. We can't afford this. We need more money. We can't be in the red for much longer. To jump the gun. To jump the gun means to start doing something too soon or ahead of everybody else. To start doing something too soon or ahead of everybody else. Example, the company jumped the gun by releasing a new product before the results of the consumer testing were in. The company jumped the gun by releasing a new product before the results of the consumer testing were in. The company jumped the gun. It started too soon. It started too soon in this action of releasing a new product before the results of the testing were in. They acted too quickly. They acted too soon. They jumped the gun. To jump through hoops means to go through a lot of difficult work for something, to face many bureaucratic obstacles is the idea here. So there are a lot of different things I have to do before I accomplish my goal, before I accomplish what I want or receive what I want. I have to do all these different things, follow all these different procedures. I have to jump through all these hoops. Okay, follow procedures, jump through hoops. We had to jump through hoops to get our passports at the last minute, but we finally got them. We had to jump through hoops to get our passports at the last minute, but we finally got them. We had to go through all these procedures. We had to go through all these bureaucratic obstacles, but okay, we finally got them. Keep one's eye on the prize. To keep one's eye on the prize, this means to stay focused on the end result. To stay focused on the end result, to not let small problems get in the way of good results. To not allow small problems to get in the way of good results. We have to keep our eye on the prize. We have to stay focused on our goal is the idea. Stay focused, concentrate on the goal. Okay, we also use the expression to keep your eye on the ball. Okay, keep one's eye on the ball. And that's a baseball metaphor. Keep your eye on the ball. I have an example. I know it's difficult going to class after work, but just keep your eye on the prize. And at the end of next year, you'll have your bachelor's degree completed. I know it's difficult going to class after work, but just keep your eye on the prize. At the end of next year, you'll have your bachelor's degree completed. So the prize is the bachelor's degree. Keep your eye on that. Keep focused on your goal, on what you want. Okay, so we have looked at 6 business idioms in this lesson video, and we started with this expression, this idiom, to have a lot on one's plate. To have a lot on one's plate, that means to have a lot of responsibility, to have a lot of work to do, to have too much work to do, to have too much responsibility, to have a lot of pressure on you is the idea, to have a lot on one's plate. The hard sell refers to an approach towards selling that is very aggressive, or we say pushy. It's a very pushy, very aggressive way of selling something. We use the example of cars salesmen. They are very aggressive. They push very hard to persuade their customers to buy. Okay, they use the hard sell. And then we looked at in the red. In the red means that that you are losing money, or that the company is losing money, or that you are losing money. Your expenses are greater than your revenue or greater than your income. More money is going out than is coming in. You're losing money. You're in the red. To jump the gun means to act too quickly, to act to take an action before you should, is to jump the gun. You have if you jump the gun, you have initiated an action before you should have. Okay. And then to jump through hoops. To jump through hoops means that you have to go through certain procedures that are like bureaucratic processes, and they're just obstacles. You have to do this, and then you have to do this, and then you have to do this. All of this to achieve some kind of a goal, or some kind of a desired situation. You have to just follow all these procedures and rules to obtain your goal. Okay. And then finally, we looked at to keep one's eye on the prize. To keep one's eye on the prize, or sometimes we say to keep one's eye on the ball. Keep one's eye on the ball. And that means you stay focused on what you want to obtain. To stay focused on your goal is the idea here. Okay, so with that, we're going to wrap up this lesson video. But before going, I'm going to wish you a wonderful remainder of your day. And again, I really want to thank you for your attention and for your attendance. I thank you for choosing CINCILINGUA to help you reach your goals, and to help you in your process of obtaining more knowledge about business idioms and business expressions. So with that, I'm going to sign off from Cincinnati, Ohio. And again, I thank you very much for your attention and your attendance. And I'm certainly looking forward to having you join me in our future videos. Thank you again, and have a great day.